the former defensive player. You see Antonio Pierce out here at the helm of this team. How do you see that maybe he's reinvigorated this whole team with his persona?
Well, I've said this many times. I think the guy that's in the front of the room on Monday morning, the guy that's in the front of the room throughout the course of the week, and the guy that's in the room as important on Sunday morning, that is giving you the last message and kind of sets the agenda, the personality, I think the mindset of the football team. And people talk about X's and O's, and X's and O's are great, but if you're not emotionally invested in what the team is doing, and you're not about and I always say this, being great on Sunday is not about Sunday. It's about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's showing up and being great every day. And that's in the meeting room, that's working out, that's getting treatment, that's practice, that's, it's a mindset. And, it makes what Max is doing all the more impressive, because when I got there, I had Art Shell, I had Gene Upshaw, I had Ted Hendricks, I had, the list goes on and on. So you didn't have to look far. Freddie Blitnikoff, we lost Jim Otto, God bless him and his family. I didn't have to look very far to see greatness. Max is kind of bringing it back, I don't want to say on his own, because, he has teammates and that's great. But he's kind of lifting the organization back up, and I think history is a good thing to celebrate, and I think you should honor it and respect it. But I think the people that I saw last night that came before me, played with me, and played after me, they all want this team to make their own history.
Where do you see this Raiders team going with this season?
Well, I think the defense made great strides last year. I really love what they're doing there. I think the additions they made are good ones. I think the left side of the offensive line it's a lock. The right side is somebody's going to have to step up. The running back position, I think, is one that really came on towards the end of the season. You move on from a great player, but you add a young guy who I think runs hard, and I think that'll be a big part of it. The two tight end offense will, I think, challenge people to be in a different kind of personnel than they're used to being in, because everyone's in shotgun, everyone's 3-4 wide receivers, the field spread. We're talking about two tight ends, which is going to force you to be in base personnel, and that could be beneficial to the offense. So it's going to be a different looking offense than probably most offenses in the league.
How special is it to see Christian Wilkins with Max Crosby on that D-line? It all starts up front.
I'm excited. Greg Townsend and I were talking. Greg was such a great player. We had a great line. Bill Bacall, Reggie Kinlaw, who I saw here, Lyle Alzado, Sean Jones was here. I think what makes a really good defensive line is that inside guy complements the outside guy and vice versa. And Max is getting everything thrown at him but the kitchen sink. And I've been there, done that, where you're getting hit by everybody but the peanut vendor. And it helps when you have people around you. And I think he's going to be great. And to get a young player like that, it's rare when you're able to acquire a young player like that. So I'm excited to watch him, and haven't met him, but I'm looking forward to meeting him.
What does it mean to you, once a Raider, always a Raider? I
never even thought about it, because it's ingrained in me. I've got 35 black shirts, so I couldn't imagine being somewhere else. I know there was the Elway thing in '83 or '82 or '83, and there was a 3-team deal, and I think I was rumored to be part of that, and Al said no, and I was drafted here. I was a young guy in Oakland, and took the ride to LA, won a Super Bowl, fortunate enough to be a part of a group that was special, and I couldn't imagine being in another uniform.
Last one was, who was Jim Otto to this organization? You did mention him earlier, now that he's passed. I mean, he was the original Raider, only guy to wear the 00, Who was he to this organization?
One of the toughest people probably to ever play the game. And a gentleman, someone who was always gracious, always, encouraging, was someone who treated you with respect, and you obviously gave it back to him. But that image of Jim and that helmet, and he's as much what kind of personifies the Raiders as much as anyone.